Hi Math 7 students, it's time to finally do the M&M activity. So I sent your parents a worksheet for you to print out and we're going to talk about what the problem is. So you can take your worksheet, I have one here, and I will read it out loud and you can read along with me. Okay, the M&M company claims that 30% of their candies in each bag are brown, 20% are red, 20% are yellow, and orange, green, and blue are all 10%. Is this true? Well, let's test it and find out. So we're going to use fractions, decimals, and percents that we have all learned in the last 3 lessons of Chapter 9. So, what I want you to do is I want you to take your M&Ms, your box here or your bag of M&Ms, and I want you to take them out and I want you to count all of them so you get a total. So right now you can pause the video, I'll wait a few seconds, and go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're back, and I hope you have your M&Ms all counted. Now what I would like you to do is to take all of the M&Ms and divide them up. We'll look at what I did on the table here. So let's look at the table and see these were the ones that were in my box, and they're all separated by color. So that's what I want you to do next. I want you to separate them by color and then count the number in each color. And you'll see on the worksheet there is a space for each color for you to write those in. So go ahead right now and pause the video again and count all the M&Ms for each color and write them on the worksheet. And I'll wait for you. Okay, so we're back. So now I want to show you what we're going to do next to answer our question is the M&M company telling us the truth? And I'll show you how to do it. Of course, your results will be different than mine, but I'm going to show you what you need to do because our processes are all the same. So, like for instance, for my red, I had 13, okay? And I counted my total was 96. So you see under red, I would have 13 written, and then up above, my total was 96. Now if you're moving across from left to right, the fraction that I make for that would be 13 over 96. So that's not hard, that's pretty easy. The place where you actually have to do some math is right here. You have to divide to get the decimal. So right here, you're going to divide. So if I divide 96 into 13, remember my denominator goes on the outside, let's see what I get. 96 goes into 130 once, and I have 34 left, and I'm going to bring down the 0, and I get 96 goes into 340 3 times, so I get 18, carry the 1, 28, and I have 2, 13, 52. And if I bring down another 0, it's going to go in 5 times, I think, I hope. 30, carry the 3, oh yes. And I have 4 left over. Okay, that's enough. If you go to 3 decimal places, that's enough. So you get 0.135 for the decimal. And then the last one is the percent. And all I do is move the decimal over, I multiply by 100, whoops, and add the percent. So I'm going to move this over and I get 13.5% for red. Okay, so let's say I wanted to do another color. Let's do another one. Of course, my results will be different than yours. Let's do red was supposed to be 20%, and I already have a difference there. On my box, it was 13.5%, so I have less red than I should. Okay, so let's do brown in my box. So brown is supposed to be 30%. So here, let's see, for brown I have 3, 6, 8. I have 8. So my fraction is 8 over 96. I use 96 every time. And if I divide 96 into 8, I get 0. Have to go into 800. And I get 48, carry the 4, 72, 76. And I get 2 and a 3 there. 3 times 18. Okay. So my decimal here for brown is 0.083. And if I'm going to change that to a percent, that would be, I move the my decimal over 2 and add my percent sign, and I get 8.3% for brown. That is way less. I'm supposed to have 30% brown. So definitely the claims that the M&M company made for my box of candy are not true. Let's find out what you get on yours. Now, of course, this is not a required activity, but it's a lot of fun. And if you do choose to do it, I want you to turn it in with your homework. So that's our fun M&M activity using percents, decimals, and fractions. Have a good night.